On the remote desert planet of Arita, life was hard. Sandstorms swept across the barren plains, and the scorching sun left the ground cracked and dry. Most people had long since left, seeking better homes on larger, richer planets. But a small human colony remained, determined to survive despite the harsh environment. Among them was Milo, a young engineer who loved machines more than anything else. He spent his days repairing old vehicles and salvaging broken equipment, dreaming of adventure beyond the endless sand. One day, while exploring the outskirts of the colony, Milo noticed something strange poking out from beneath the sand. At first, he thought it was just an old wreck, buried for centuries. But as he dug closer, he saw intricate designs etched into the metal, glowing faintly with a soft blue light. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. The shape of the object was clearly that of a starship, but its technology was far beyond anything humans had ever built. Excited and curious, Milo ran back to the colony to gather his team. Among them were Lena, a skilled navigator, and Raffi, a mechanic who loved puzzles. Together, they returned to the site, carefully uncovering the ship's hull. The metal was smooth, almost alive with energy, and strange symbols pulsed along the edges. Milo's heart raced. This was not just a ship, it was a weapon, a marvel of science that could change everything. After days of study, Milo discovered a small panel hidden under the hull. When he touched it, the ship hummed to life, sending a wave of energy through the air. Lights flashed, screens activated, and a soft voice echoed in their minds, speaking in a language Milo could barely understand. But slowly, he began to comprehend it. The ship was quantum-locked, a technology that allowed it to move in ways normal ships could not. It could phase through space, avoid attacks, and even manipulate time in a limited way. Milo felt a mix of fear and excitement. Humans had always been seen as weak in the galaxy, barely noticed by the great alien civilizations. But here, in this buried ship, lay a power that could make humans a force to be reckoned with. He realized the responsibility that came with such technology. It could protect humanity, but if used recklessly, it could destroy entire worlds. Lena and Raffi were amazed. Lena traced her fingers over the navigation console, marveling at the holographic maps that appeared in the air. Stars, planets, and unknown regions of space floated before them, connected by glowing lines. "This ship could take us anywhere," she said softly. Raffi, examining the energy core, whispered, "It's perfect. No human technology has ever been this advanced." As they explored the ship, Milo noticed one thing that made him pause. The ship seemed to respond to human thought. When he imagined opening a hatch, it opened. When he focused on a distant star, the ship aligned toward it. It was as if the ship recognized them as its pilots. Milo realized they had discovered not just a machine, but an intelligent partner, one that could enhance human ability beyond imagination. The colony watched with a mix of fear and hope. Word spread quickly that humans had found something incredible. Some feared the power would attract hostile attention from alien factions, while others dreamed of exploring the galaxy, proving that humans could compete with the greatest civilizations. Milo, however, knew that they had to be careful. One wrong move could bring destruction. He decided they would first test the ship in secret, learning its limits before revealing it to the rest of the galaxy. The first test flight was tense. Milo and his team entered the ship's cabin, and the door sealed behind them. With a deep breath, Milo activated the engines. A gentle hum filled the room, and the stars outside seemed to bend and shift. They felt a strange sensation, as if space itself was flowing around them. The ship moved faster than anything they had ever seen, yet the motion was smooth, almost natural. When they returned, Lena and Raffi were exhilarated. They had flown past asteroid fields, dodged solar flares, and even experienced a momentary jump in time. The ship was more than a weapon, it was a key to the galaxy itself. Milo looked at the stars and felt a surge of determination. Humans had been underestimated for too long. With this ship, they could show the galaxy what they were capable of. Milo knew the path ahead would be dangerous. Alien empires would not ignore a human warship of such power. But he also knew that humanity had something the galaxy had overlooked for centuries: courage, ingenuity, and the refusal to give up, even when the odds were against them. And so, beneath the twin suns of Arita, the first step of humanity's rise began. After the discovery of the quantum-locked ship, life in the small human colony on Arita changed. Milo, Lena, and Raffi worked tirelessly, learning the ship's systems. Each day brought new surprises. The ship's engines could fold space, its weapons were unlike anything humans had seen, and its sensors could detect life and energy across vast distances. It was more than a machine, it was a perfect combination of technology and intelligence. Milo knew the ship could not remain hidden forever. The galaxy was vast, but rumors and signals traveled quickly. They needed to understand the ship's abilities before encountering other civilizations. He called the team together. "We need to test everything," he said. "Engines, weapons, shields, navigation. We cannot risk being unprepared." Lena nodded. "We also need to know how far it can go. If the galaxy is watching, we must be ready." Raffi, always eager for action, grinned. "Then let's fly farther than anyone has before." Their first test was simple: navigate through the nearby asteroid belt. Asteroids were massive and unpredictable, perfect for understanding the ship's maneuverability. Milo piloted while Lena monitored energy levels, and Raffi worked on calibrating the weapons. The moment the engines engaged, the ship hummed and lifted from the ground. Stars stretched and bent around them as the ship folded space, passing through asteroids with ease. Milo could feel the ship responding to his thoughts, adjusting speed and direction before he even moved the controls. "This is incredible," Lena said, her eyes wide. "It's like the ship knows what we want before we say it." Raffi laughed. "And it never crashes. I don't know any human-made ship that could do this." As they flew deeper into the belt, Milo tested the weapons. He targeted a small rock and activated a quantum pulse. Time seemed to slow around the rock, freezing it in place before a precise beam shattered it into pieces. The ship's systems allowed them to strike with perfect accuracy, making destruction efficient and controlled. By the end of the test, the team was exhilarated. They had confirmed the ship's speed, weapons, and shields. Milo realized that the ship was not only a tool for defense but also a symbol of human ingenuity. Humans had always relied on courage, strategy, and adaptability rather than pure power. Now, with this ship, they could compete on a level that even the greatest alien civilizations could not ignore. Weeks later, their test flights became more daring. They traveled beyond Arita, exploring nearby star systems. They discovered empty worlds, abandoned space stations, and strange cosmic phenomena. Each mission taught them something new about the ship. Milo observed that the ship's energy could manipulate local time fields, slowing or accelerating events in small areas. Lena found the navigation system could predict potential threats before they appeared. Raffi discovered that the ship could self-repair minor damages instantly, using energy from the quantum field. During one flight, they encountered a small alien patrol ship from the Xerian fleet, known for raiding weak colonies. The humans had never faced aliens in combat, but Milo knew this was a test they could not avoid. The Xerian ship fired first, expecting to scare off the human crew. Instead, Milo activated the ship's defensive systems. In an instant, the alien weapons were frozen in time, unable to reach them. The humans responded with a controlled strike, disabling the alien ship without harming its crew. The aliens were stunned. They had never faced resistance like this from humans. Milo broadcasted a simple message: "We mean no harm unless attacked. Leave peacefully, or face consequences." The Xerian ship retreated, leaving the humans to their mission. Milo felt a surge of pride. Humanity had survived countless challenges, but this was different. This was the moment humans proved they could stand against any threat, not through numbers or brute force, but through intelligence, courage, and advanced technology. Back at Arita, the team discussed what had happened. "We cannot keep the ship a secret forever," Lena said. "Other civilizations will notice. They may try to attack us with larger fleets." Milo nodded. "Then we must prepare. We will continue training, learn every function of the ship, and plan strategies. If the galaxy comes, we will be ready." Raffi added, "And we will show them that humans are not weak. We can fight smart, not just strong." Milo looked at the horizon, the twin suns of Arita glowing brightly. The galaxy was vast, full of danger and opportunity. Humans had long been underestimated, dismissed as a minor species. But now, with the quantum-locked ship, they had the chance to change everything. Milo felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. The first test had shown them their potential, but it had also warned them, power attracted attention. The galaxy would not wait. With determination in their hearts, Milo, Lena, and Raffi prepared for the next phase. The ship was more than a discovery, it was a promise. A promise that humans could rise beyond their limitations and prove their worth to the stars. The journey ahead would be challenging, but for the first time, humans held the key to becoming a force the galaxy could not ignore. The human colony on Arita had settled into a routine of preparation and training. Milo, Lena, and Raffi spent their days exploring the quantum-locked ship, learning its secrets, and planning for the unknown. Word of their discovery, however, could not remain hidden. Sensors from distant systems had already detected unusual energy signatures. Across the galaxy, alien civilizations began to notice the presence of the humans' mysterious ship. One morning, a holographic message appeared in the ship's cabin. The projection showed 3 alien figures, each representing a powerful species of the galaxy. Their faces were stern, their eyes filled with suspicion and authority. Milo recognized the symbols of the Galactic Council, a coalition of advanced civilizations that governed interstellar law. The message was clear: humans were to surrender the ship immediately. Milo stood firm. "We found this ship buried on our planet," he said. "It belongs to us. We will not give it up." The Alien Council's spokesperson, a tall being with silver skin and glowing eyes, responded sharply. "Humans, you are small and inexperienced. This ship is dangerous. Surrender it, or we will remove it by force." Lena glanced at Milo, worried. "They have fleets far larger than ours. We cannot fight them directly," she said. Raffi clenched his fists. "We may be small, but we are clever. We can't just give up without trying." Milo knew the Council underestimated humanity. They had always assumed humans were weak, incapable of serious strategy or innovation. But the discovery of the quantum-locked ship had changed the rules. Humans were no longer defenseless. The ship's unique abilities allowed them to outmaneuver even the largest fleets. Milo decided that direct confrontation could be avoided for now. Instead, they would focus on showing the Council that humans were clever, resourceful, and capable of defending themselves. The first step was intelligence. Milo activated the ship's sensors to scan nearby systems for Council fleets. They discovered a patrol group traveling toward Arita, likely sent to intimidate or attack. Milo formulated a plan. He would test the ship's combat systems in a controlled engagement, demonstrating human strength without causing unnecessary destruction. Lena helped plot a route that would lead the aliens into a space field full of asteroids, giving the humans an advantage. Raffi calibrated the weapons, preparing quantum pulses that could disable enemy systems instantly. When the Council's patrol arrived, the humans were ready. The alien ships expected an easy victory, but Milo's strategy caught them off guard. Using the ship's ability to manipulate time locally, he froze the enemy weapons before they could fire. Then, with precise quantum strikes, he disabled the alien engines, leaving their ships immobilized but unharmed. The humans had proven that they could control battles with intelligence rather than brute force. After the encounter, Milo broadcasted a simple message to the Council: "We do not seek war, but we will defend ourselves. Humans are capable of far more than you expect. Attack, and you will face consequences you cannot overcome." The Council was stunned. Never before had humans acted with such precision and caution, balancing power with strategy. For the first time, they realized that underestimating humanity could be dangerous. The humans returned to Arita, cautious but confident. Milo gathered Lena and Raffi to discuss the next steps. "The Council will try to find weaknesses," he said. "We must be ready for any challenge. They think we are small and weak, but we are not. Our strength is not just in this ship, it is in our mind, our courage, and our ability to adapt." Lena nodded, inspired. "We will train harder, explore further, and learn everything this ship can do. They will see that humans are not to be ignored." In the following weeks, the humans focused on preparation. They ran simulations, practicing combat maneuvers against virtual fleets larger than their own. Milo experimented with the ship's quantum abilities, discovering that it could predict enemy actions by analyzing probabilities. Lena studied galactic maps, identifying strategic locations and escape routes. Raffi improved the ship's defenses, making it almost impossible to damage. Each day, the humans grew stronger, more confident, and more united. Despite the looming threat, Milo felt hope. The warnings from the Council were not just a threat, they were recognition. Humanity had been noticed at last. The galaxy could no longer dismiss them as weak or insignificant. Humans had the potential to shape the future, not by conquest, but by proving their courage, intelligence, and determination. As the twin suns of Arita set, casting long shadows across the desert, Milo looked out at the horizon. The stars beyond were filled with danger and opportunity. The galaxy had sent its first warning, but humans were ready to respond. For the first time in history, the small colony on a distant planet held a power that could demand respect. Milo knew the coming days would test them, but he also knew that humans could rise to the challenge. Humanity's story in the galaxy had just begun, and it would be a story of courage, cleverness, and unstoppable spirit. Weeks after the warning from the Galactic Council, tension grew on Arita. Milo, Lena, and Raffi had trained relentlessly, mastering every function of the quantum-locked ship. Every day, they ran simulations, tested weapons, and explored the limits of the ship's abilities. Despite all their preparation, nothing could truly prepare them for the first real battle. Early one morning, a deep rumble shook the planet. The humans looked up to see a massive alien armada entering Arita's orbit. Hundreds of ships, sleek and deadly, surrounded the planet, cutting off any escape routes. The Galactic Council had sent a full fleet, confident that humans would surrender without a fight. Milo took a deep breath. "This is it," he said. "We cannot retreat. We will show them what humans can do." Lena tightened her grip on the console. "We have trained for this. We can do it." Raffi nodded, his usual grin replaced by determination. "Let's show them the truth." The humans activated the ship. Lights flashed across the hull, and a hum of energy filled the air. The quantum lock systems engaged, folding space and bending time around the vessel. Milo piloted the ship with precision, weaving through the alien formations. At first, the aliens fired their weapons, confident in their superior numbers. But their attacks failed to reach the ship. The quantum shields absorbed energy and redirected it harmlessly into space. Milo decided it was time to strike. Using the ship's ability to manipulate time, he slowed the movements of the enemy ships. The aliens' weapons and engines seemed frozen, unable to move or fire. Lena guided the ship through the fleet, and Raffi unleashed quantum pulses that disabled multiple ships at once. The humans had turned the battle into a display of skill, not destruction. Each strike was precise, careful, and controlled, leaving the alien crews alive but immobilized. The Galactic Council's commanders were stunned. They had never seen a single ship control a battle of this scale. Hundreds of their ships were rendered useless, not by brute force, but by strategy and intelligence. Milo broadcasted a message to the fleet: humans are not your prey. Leave peacefully, or face consequences you cannot overcome. The aliens hesitated, unsure how to respond. Their pride and confidence wavered for the first time. Despite the overwhelming odds, Milo and his team remained calm. They continued to disable enemy ships without causing unnecessary damage. The ship's systems adapted in real time, predicting enemy movements and calculating the most efficient way to neutralize threats. Milo realized that the key to victory was not in destroying the fleet, but in showing control. The humans' power was now visible to the galaxy, and it was undeniable. After hours of maneuvering and careful strikes, the alien armada began to retreat. They had learned that humans were not weak, that this small colony possessed a ship with unmatched capabilities. Milo guided the ship back to Arita, victorious but cautious. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. The humans had demonstrated their strength, but they had also drawn attention. Other factions would surely take notice, and some might see the humans as a threat to be eliminated. Back on the planet, the colony gathered to celebrate. Humans cheered for Milo, Lena, and Raffi, amazed at what a single ship had accomplished. The victory was more than military, it was a statement. Humans had survived the impossible, relying on ingenuity, courage, and teamwork. Milo addressed the colony, his voice steady and strong. We have shown the galaxy that humans are not weak. We can defend ourselves, and we can survive. But we must continue to learn, to prepare, and to grow stronger. The galaxy will test us again, and we must be ready. Lena and Raffi shared a quiet moment after the celebration. We did it, Lena said softly. We faced them and survived. Raffi nodded. Yes, but this is only the beginning. The galaxy will remember this battle. Some will fear us, some will challenge us. We must be ready for both. Milo joined them, looking at the stars. We have the ship, we have our skills, and we have each other. That is enough for now. But we will need more than that in the days to come. As night fell over Arita, the quantum-locked ship rested on the desert sands, its hull glowing faintly under the twin moons. The humans had faced their first real challenge, and they had prevailed. But the galaxy was wide, full of dangers, and full of civilizations that would not tolerate a new power rising so quickly. Milo knew that this first battle was just the beginning. Humans had proven themselves, but the true test of their courage and intelligence lay ahead. The stars above seemed closer now, full of both threat and opportunity. Humans had stepped onto the galactic stage, and they would no longer be ignored. Milo, Lena, and Raffi stared into the night, ready for whatever came next. Humanity had begun to rise, and the galaxy would soon feel the force of a species that refused to be underestimated. After their first battle, Milo, Lena, and Raffi realized that humans did not need to fight every war. The quantum-locked ship had proven its power, and that alone could be enough to protect humanity. Milo began to plan carefully. Instead of seeking constant combat, he wanted to use the ship as a symbol, a reminder to the galaxy that humans were no longer weak. The first step was patrol. Milo guided the ship through nearby star systems, showing the human presence without firing a single weapon. Alien civilizations noticed the glowing vessel appearing unexpectedly, moving through space with unmatched speed and control. Even the smallest patrols hesitated when the humans appeared. Word spread quickly that humans had a ship capable of controlling fleets, stopping attacks, and protecting themselves from the strongest opponents. Lena studied the alien maps and suggested a path through trade routes and border systems. If we appear where the galaxy is weakest, they will see humans first and hesitate before acting, she said. Milo agreed. We must be careful. We want them to fear, not hate. We must show strength without unnecessary aggression. Raffi worked on improving communications and sensor systems, so that every display of power could be precise and controlled. The strategy worked quickly. In one system, a merchant fleet was being threatened by pirates from a nearby planet. When Milo's ship appeared, the pirates froze. They had never seen humans move so fast, with such precise control of technology. Milo did not attack. Instead, he used a simple demonstration, freezing the pirates' weapons in time while allowing the fleet to escape. The pirates surrendered, retreating without a fight. News of the incident traveled faster than any human message ever could. Soon, humans were known across multiple systems. Alien patrols would often withdraw when they detected the quantum-locked ship. Entire factions began to respect human territory, understanding that attacks would lead to immediate and overwhelming response. Milo knew that the ship was no longer just a weapon, it had become a shield and a message. Humans could protect themselves, and others could recognize that humans were clever, brave, and capable of extraordinary things. But Milo was careful not to let this new reputation become dangerous. He reminded his team constantly, "We are not here to conquer. We are here to survive and be respected. Fear is a tool, but it must be controlled. If we misuse it, the galaxy will turn against us." Lena nodded. Every action we take must show intelligence and restraint. We can be strong without being cruel. Raffi added, and humans have something no one else has, the ability to adapt, think quickly, and act with courage. That will always give us an advantage. The humans' patrols continued. Sometimes they would pass through border conflicts and simply demonstrate their presence. Other times, Milo would assist without destroying anyone. Ships with mechanical failures or trapped in dangerous space currents were helped by the humans. Slowly, a reputation grew. Humans were not enemies by default, but anyone who threatened them would face consequences far beyond their expectations. Milo also began to train the colony for broader challenges. While the ship was powerful, humans had to be ready to defend themselves even without it. Lena led navigation and exploration training, teaching others how to read space signals and understand energy anomalies. Raffi worked on small defense systems and simulations, ensuring that every human could think strategically in times of crisis. Milo focused on leadership and planning, preparing the colony to act with courage and intelligence if the galaxy tested them again. One evening, while observing a distant star system, Milo spoke to Lena and Raffi. "We are changing the galaxy, whether they know it or not. Humans were once ignored, underestimated, even dismissed. Now, even the most powerful species pause when they hear of us. That is the result of courage, cleverness, and the right use of power." Lena smiled. "It is more than just the ship. It is how humans think, how we face danger, and how we refuse to back down." Raffi added, "And we have proven that humans can survive the impossible, not by strength alone, but by intelligence and heart." The humans continued to patrol the galaxy, each mission reinforcing their growing reputation. Alien civilizations began to consider alliances, trade, and communication with humans more seriously. The tactics of fear were balanced with fairness, restraint, and skill, showing that humans were a species to respect, not underestimate. Milo knew that the galaxy was watching, but he also knew that humans were ready for whatever came next. At night, under the twin moons of Arita, Milo looked at the ship resting on the sands. Its quantum energy pulsed faintly, a symbol of the human rise in the galaxy. Humans were no longer defenseless, no longer weak. With courage, strategy, and careful action, they had forced even the largest civilizations to recognize them. The tactics of fear were not cruel, they were necessary, intelligent, and controlled. And for the first time, humans had earned a place among the stars, feared and respected for the right reasons. The humans' growing reputation in the galaxy had not gone unnoticed. Across star systems, alien civilizations whispered about the quantum-locked ship and its clever human crew. Some feared them, some admired them, but none dared challenge them directly. The Galactic Council, however, was not satisfied. They could not allow a single human colony to rise so quickly. Milo, Lena, and Raffi knew it was only a matter of time before the Council attempted something more serious. The first warning came as a carefully coded message. The Council claimed that a neighboring system, rich in resources, was in crisis. A rogue faction was causing damage, and they requested human assistance to resolve the conflict. Milo studied the message, his instincts alert. "This could be a trap," he said. Lena agreed. "It feels too convenient. The Council wants to test us, or control us." Raffi clenched his fists. "If it is a trap, we can handle it. We just have to be smarter than they expect." After careful planning, Milo decided to approach the system cautiously. The humans would appear, but they would not enter the conflict blindly. Instead, they would use the ship's advanced sensors to gather intelligence and analyze the situation. The quantum-locked ship moved with grace through space, scanning for energy signatures, hidden fleets, and anomalies. Milo's strategy was simple: anticipate the Council's moves and avoid unnecessary danger while proving human intelligence and skill. As they approached the system, Milo noticed unusual energy patterns. Hidden fleets were waiting, likely Council forces disguised as local ships. Lena studied the readings, confirming Milo's suspicion. "They want us to enter a trap," she said. "If we fall for it, we could be surrounded." Milo nodded. "Then we will control the battlefield instead. We will turn their plan against them." Raffi prepared the ship's quantum pulses and shields, ready for precise strikes. The trap unfolded as predicted. Council ships emerged from hiding, surrounding the humans and cutting off obvious escape routes. Milo remained calm, his hands steady on the controls. Using the ship's ability to manipulate time, he slowed the enemy movements and assessed the situation. Each ship, each weapon, each pilot's possible actions were calculated in seconds. Milo guided the ship with skill, moving through the trap without entering any danger. Raffi released quantum pulses, disabling the engines of the Council's ships while leaving the crews unharmed. Lena projected a holographic map, showing the frozen positions of the enemy vessels. The humans had turned the Council's trap into a controlled demonstration of human intelligence and strategy. The alien commanders could only watch, unable to move, unable to counteract the humans' precision. Milo broadcasted a message: "Humans will not be deceived. Attempt to trap us, and you will see that intelligence, courage, and strategy are more powerful than numbers alone." The Council fleet, realizing their plan had failed, began to retreat. Milo allowed them to leave unharmed, showing restraint as well as strength. The humans had achieved victory without unnecessary destruction, reinforcing the reputation they had built across the galaxy. For the first time, the Council understood that humans could not be controlled or intimidated. They had underestimated a species that combined ingenuity, courage, and moral judgment. Back on Arita, Milo, Lena, and Raffi reviewed the encounter. "We did what they expected humans could not do," Milo said. "We outsmarted them, avoided a trap, and maintained control. That is how we will survive in this galaxy." Lena nodded. "It is not just the ship. It is how we think, how we plan, and how we act. The Council will remember this." Raffi added, "And they will know that humans cannot be manipulated easily. They will respect us, even if they do not like it." The encounter strengthened the humans' confidence. The colony began to understand the importance of preparation, strategy, and careful action. They trained harder, explored further, and refined their skills, knowing that the Council and other civilizations would continue to challenge them. Milo emphasized intelligence over brute force, ensuring that every member of the colony could think quickly and act decisively in times of danger. Milo also realized that the galaxy was changing. The humans were no longer a small, ignored species. Their actions had shifted perceptions. Alien civilizations that once dismissed humans were beginning to take them seriously. Some reached out cautiously, offering alliances or trade, while others simply avoided confrontation, wary of provoking a species capable of outsmarting even the most powerful fleets. As the twin sons of Arita said, Milo looked at the quantum-locked ship, resting silently in the desert. Its energy pulsed gently, a symbol of human ingenuity and power. Milo thought of the challenges ahead, knowing that the Council's attack was only one of many tests humanity would face. But he felt confident. Humans had proven that intelligence, courage, and strategy could overcome overwhelming odds. The galaxy had begun to see humans not as weak survivors, but as a species capable of greatness. Milo, Lena, and Raffi stood together, looking at the stars. "We have survived the Council's trap," Milo said quietly. "And we will survive whatever comes next. The galaxy may challenge us, but humans will rise, as we always have." Lena smiled. "We are not just surviving. We are showing the galaxy who we are." Raffi nodded. "And no one will forget it." The era of humans in the galaxy was no longer a secret. Their reputation, built on courage, skill, and intelligence, continued to grow. The Council had tried to trick them, but the humans had outsmarted them. The galaxy had learned that humanity was a force to respect, a species that could not be underestimated or controlled. And Milo knew that the true rise of humans had only just begun. After surviving the Council's trap, Milo, Lena, and Raffi knew that humans had entered a new stage in galactic history. They were no longer a small, overlooked species. Their quantum-locked ship had proven humanity's power, intelligence, and courage. Across the stars, alien civilizations were beginning to respect humans, some even seeking friendship and alliances. Milo realized that the time had come not only to defend humanity but also to shape the galaxy in a fair and just way. The humans began a series of missions to show their presence without aggression. The ship patrolled trade routes, monitored unstable systems, and intervened when civilizations faced threats they could not handle. In one system, a volcanic planet threatened to destroy a mining colony. Milo piloted the ship, stabilizing the planet's orbit with quantum energy manipulation and saving thousands of lives. The humans did not take credit, but news of their actions spread quickly. They were not conquerors, they were protectors. Lena worked closely with alien leaders, establishing communication networks that allowed peaceful negotiation and coordination. She became a diplomat as well as a navigator, explaining human intentions and building trust across species. Raffi continued to refine the ship's defenses and improve its capabilities, ensuring that humans would always remain one step ahead of any threat. Together, the trio created a balance of power that relied not on fear alone but on strategy, skill, and moral responsibility. Despite their success, Milo never allowed complacency. He trained the colony to think independently, to plan for emergencies, and to act with courage. "The ship is powerful," he reminded them, "but it is not the only thing that matters. Humans have survived for centuries because we are clever, adaptable, and brave. The galaxy must see that in us as well." The colony responded eagerly, inspired by the leadership and vision of Milo, Lena, and Raffi. Word of humanity's rise reached the Council. Alien leaders had once tried to intimidate humans, but now they approached cautiously, some even proposing treaties. Humans were no longer prey but partners. Milo understood that the galaxy was changing. Civilizations that had once ignored or oppressed humans now sought cooperation, trade, and shared knowledge. Milo saw this as an opportunity. Humans could shape a future where strength was respected but fairness guided decisions. One day, while monitoring a distant system, Milo noticed an approaching fleet. At first, it appeared hostile, but as they drew near, Milo saw their insignia. They were a faction that had once raided human settlements. Milo made a choice. Instead of attacking immediately, he sent a message offering aid and protection in exchange for peace. The fleet hesitated, then lowered weapons. Milo guided them safely to a nearby planet, providing resources and guidance. The humans had shown power, intelligence, and mercy, demonstrating that strength could be combined with wisdom. The act inspired other civilizations. Slowly, the galaxy began to recognize humanity not just as strong but as ethical, clever, and courageous. Humans could now participate in interstellar councils, influencing decisions, protecting weaker species, and creating alliances. Milo, Lena, and Raffi realized that the quantum-locked ship had not only changed human capabilities but had also changed human destiny. Back on Arita, the colony celebrated their achievements. Children played near the ship, imagining adventures among the stars. Adults studied new technologies, learned about distant civilizations, and prepared for challenges ahead. Milo looked at the twin suns setting over the desert, feeling pride and hope. Humanity had survived its first trials, outsmarted powerful enemies, and earned respect across the galaxy. The journey was far from over, but humans had taken their place among the stars. Lena joined Milo at the ship's control deck. "We have done more than survive," she said quietly. "We have shown the galaxy who humans really are." Milo smiled. "Yes, and we will continue to show it. Strength alone is not enough. Intelligence, courage, and fairness define us. That is what the galaxy will remember." Raffi, standing nearby, added, "We have turned fear into respect. Humans will be known not just for power, but for who we are inside." As night fell over Arita, the quantum-locked ship glowed softly, a beacon of human achievement. Across the galaxy, civilizations watched with caution and admiration. Humans had risen from a small, overlooked species to one that commanded respect, not through domination but through courage, intelligence, and moral strength. Milo, Lena, and Raffi knew that challenges would continue to come, but humanity was ready. The era of humans had begun. They were protectors, strategists, and leaders, proving that even a species once underestimated could change the fate of the galaxy. Milo looked at the stars, feeling determination and hope. Humanity's story was just beginning, and the galaxy would never forget the rise of a species that refused to be ignored, underestimated, or controlled. Humans had achieved the impossible. They had survived, outsmarted, and earned their place among the stars. The quantum-locked ship was a symbol of their ingenuity, but it was humanity itself, the courage, the intelligence, and the spirit that had truly changed the galaxy forever.